Hello everyone and welcome to this video. Now today I'm going to be doing a response video to Rob Walker, who has just uploaded a video a couple of days ago, which was his 200th video on his channel, where he showed 30 sort of 12-inch singles from like the Manchester sort of like area, like sort of bands like from Manchester, and I've seen a couple of other people doing responses to this, so I thought that I would jump on the bandwagon like a little bit, but also just sort of celebrate like Rob's channel, like, and like his like achievement like of like reaching like 200 videos. It just shows like, how hardworking and dedicated like he is like to this. So yeah, I mean 12-inch singles are one of my favorite things to collect actually. Like I do, like when I get really into like a band, like an artist, I do tend to be a bit of a completist and try and get like everything there is, which does include all the 12-inch singles. So yeah, I've got a variety like of artists here, and like a few different reasons why I pick the singles. Sometimes it's the artwork like off like the 12-inch singles, sometimes it's like the B-sides like and like the extra content, but we'll kind of go through them like as like we go through them. Okay, so I've got 3 to kick off from my favorite artists. Like I mean, like most of the others are just 1 per artist, but I thought I would show 3 Paul McCartney 12-inch singles because he is my favorite artist probably going, and some of his singles are really good, and these are some of the more don't say like interesting or better ones I have, but like some of the ones that I can maybe talk about a bit more. So first one would be the Wings single Good Night Tonight, which was his first release like on a 12-inch single, the Wings song here. This has got a fantastic remix like of it, like an extended remix like off like the track like on like the A side, and then you've got a fantastic B side, Daytime Nighttime Suffering, paired with some excellent artwork as well. So that's a great like single there, like by Wings. Another one of my favourites, like in terms of the B-side specifically, is this one, which is for Only Love Remains. And what you get on the B-side here is a song called Tough on a Tightrope. Like, and like it's like an extended mix of Tough on a Tightrope. So like if like you get like the kind of like the standard 7-inch single, it's a shorter version, but this full version is just incredible. It's one of my absolutely favourite Paul McCartney tracks, like from the 80s, and it's just such a crime that it was left off the album. And like yeah, but that's what makes collecting 12-inch singles great. And then last one here was a European only 12-inch single, which I was very lucky to find that when I was in Europe, like in Rome, like at like a market. So this is Hope of Deliverance 12-inch single here, which yeah, quite rare, this one here. And again, a couple of great B-sides, Long Leather Coat, and then like an exclusive track on here called Kicked Around No More. A fantastic song, very moody ballad there. And like yeah, like again, like one of his best tracks like off like the 90s for me, again hidden away like on a 12-inch single. Now the other reason why I do like to collect 12-inch singles, and I think they are like a good format, is the artwork that you get with some of them as well, and how they can be used almost as extensions like off like the album artwork. So I'm going to show 3 here from the same album. So I've got, they're all from Talking Heads' Little Creatures, so that's what the main album cover looks like, and as the singles from it, and I think these were the only 3. There might have been like another one possibly, but I've got a copy of And She Was there, so all in the same sort of style like as the album. Road to Nowhere, fantastic song. Again, B-sides here, there's not like again B-sides here like are slightly annoying that they are just album tracks, but I mean the artwork is like worth it like alone for me. And then this one here is for The Lady Don't Mind here. So again, I really like this collection here, how they all kind of, they all link in to the sort of like the main album artwork, and like again, that's a reason for me why they are such a fun format to collect. Okay, got a couple of classic kind of 12-inch singles here, ones that I think probably like a lot of people like would consider like as sort of signature kind of 12-inch singles, but also ones that I don't think Rob, or I think it was Richard McCook was the other like video like I watched like on this. I don't think either of them showed this one, but I'm going for the Jam, Beat Surrender. So this was their last single, not on any album, but yeah, this is jam-packed with stuff, really. Yeah, 5 tracks. I mean, not all of them brilliant, particularly the cover like of War is probably one of the Jam's worst recordings, but a great cover of a song called Stoned Out of My Mind. I'm not sure like who did like the original, but I adore that song. Move On Up, of course, the old Curtis Mayfield song, and then Shopping, which is a kind of slightly moody like acoustic acoustic-y, it's not moody, it's more kind of, yeah, jazzy kind of like acoustic piece there, like Shopping there. But no, The Jam are always, like one of these bands who threw on a lot of content onto their singles here, and yeah, beat Surrender there. Classic 12-inch here for me, Joy Division, and this one is for the song Atmosphere here. Again, I'm not sure what sort of issue this is, if this is an original or if this came out sort of maybe a few years like after like the facts possibly, but Atmosphere is just such a fantastic song, and like again, like it's a song that belongs like on a 12-inch single, you know, like I don't think it would work quite as effectively like on an album possibly. So yeah, songs like this were kind of made for the 12-inch single format. And then same kind of thing with this New Order one. I know Rob showed Blue Monday, which is probably the signature 12-inch single. It's certainly the best selling like in like the UK, but equally good I think is New Order's Temptation. Just a fantastic song, and again this remix of it, like, and again like this extended version of it is just absolutely fantastic. So yeah, there's Temptation. Couple of singles now where I absolutely adore the B-sides, and thinking kind of like, you're almost thinking like, what were you doing throwing those songs away like as B-sides? So I've got The House of Love here. This is for the song Never, which was the first single from their second self-titled album, and on the back of this you've got the track Soft as Fire, which is great, and then Safe, which could have been a single like in like its own right, and it's just a fantastic song. It's probably like, I think a lot of House of Love fans say that with this single, Never is actually the weakest song like on like the single. So no, it's a fantastic single here. Again, great artwork there. And yeah, The House of Love. Another band who were always fantastic with their B-sides, and again the 12-inch single format artwork really stands out, is the Smiths here. Again, like all like the cover stars like on like their singles just gave them like a really distinctive look to them. This one here is Shoplifters Of The World Unite, and again probably for me it's the two B-sides which are actually the standout tracks on here, which is London and Half a Person. Half a Person, like in particular, is one of my absolute favourite Smiths songs. And again, yeah, like what were they doing throwing it away like on a 12-inch? Again, another great one here from the 80s is the Style Council. This is Shout to the Top. Again, another non-album single here. And again, well of very much continuing the kind of format like off like the Jam, like giving the fans good value for money, put on two amazing B-sides, like Ghost of Dakut, which is about it's a very haunting song, that very yeah, like quite a lot, that song, like if like you know like what it's about. And then the Piccadilly Trail, which is just such a fantastic, again like another really underrated Paul Weller B-side there, and again lovely artwork on it too. So no, again, Style Council there, Shout to the Top. Now, Richard McCook showed the single that I was going to show for this band, XTC. I've decided, like, he showed Grass, which I was going to show because I love the B-side to that, Extrovert. Fantastic song. And, like, of course, you had Dear God, like, on, like, the B-side there, like, as well. Like, in, like, its original form, like, as a B-side. But, like, yeah, like, I've gone for Your Senses Working Overtime, which, again, XTC, gave the fans pretty good value for money. I mean, a couple of the B-sides may be a bit dodgy, but then you always got maybe one excellent B-side and B-side per single, and like on this one here you get a Colin Moulding song called Blame the Weather, which is just absolutely fantastic. And again with XTC and like their artwork, so colourful, so kind of, yeah, like wonderful to look at. And yeah, like if you didn't buy this you would be missing out on 3 like XTC songs. So yeah, like it is, yeah, like wow, like I collect like the format. A couple of ones now by Scottish bands here. Again, I probably could have maybe managed to do, like, I know Rob showed 30 from Manchester. I probably could have got away with showing 30 from Scotland, but I didn't. I decided to kind of like mix it up a bit. So yeah, Deacon Blue here, one of my favourite Scottish bands. This was I think their debut single, Dignity here. And this was, and yeah, Dignity, just like, what a song, fantastic track. And then again, the B-side on here, Riches, is really fantastic. And I don't think this is like an extended mix of it, like, or anything, but I just again wanted to talk about, yeah, Dignity. It's one of my favourite songs like of all time. Looking forward to seeing Deacon Blue later this year, actually. I think particularly Dignity, like, is going to be such a great song to hit on live. So yeah, fantastic band there. Another band who really used the 12-inch single format to their advantage, I would say, was Belle and Sebastian here, who sort of during like the kind of like the early part like of their career released a lot of their material like on 12-inch singles, or I guess maybe you could maybe call them more like EPs perhaps, but kind of like yeah, like 4-track sort of EPs like rather than like on albums. This is one called yeah, Jonathan David here from slightly later, 2001 I think on here, but a very good song. And like again, one of the B-sides on here is just stunning. It's called The Loneliness of a Middle Distance Runner. What a song, one of my favourite Belle and Sebastian songs there. And again, this is one of the only places like you can get it like on vinyl. Next up now, Sound of Young Scotland here. We've got Orange Juice here. This one is the song L-O-V-E Love. I was looking for a copy I could like rip it up, and I thought I had it like on a 12-inch like, but like I didn't actually have it. So this was one of the only other Orange Juice ones I had. Yeah, fantastic band like Edwyn Collins, some great distinctive singer, very influential band, very like much like ahead of their time. You know, this was 1981 this came out, and it very much set the template almost for every kind of jangle pop band that would kind of like come after them. So yeah, no, Orange Juice, fantastic stuff there. Another great kind of Scottish jangle pop band, slightly later though, like sort of like early 90s I think on this, the Trash Can Sinatras here. Yeah, really underrated group here. This one is Obscurity Knocks is the song. And yeah, it's just a fantastic song on Go Discs as single here. And again, a couple of decent B-sides from what I remember, maybe not quite as stand out as some of the other ones that I mentioned before, but still a very, very, very good single. Okay, now I'm just looking through here, and I don't actually have too many where it's a remix like of like this song, like that is like what draws me like to like the 12-inch, but definitely like there's a couple that spring to mind that where like I do think that the extended mix like of a song really works, particularly say like the New Order ones like I showed like earlier. But this is one where again the remix is just absolutely stunning. It is Oasis. This was their final single, Falling Down, and this is the Amorphous Androgynous remix, and this is just it's a 20-minute psychedelic freak out, and it is just amazing what they've managed to do with this song. It's a great song, Falling Down, like as it is, but this remix is just such a trip, and yeah, a very fitting, yeah, I'd say kind of final release there, like from like Oasis, just fantastic. Richard in his video for this showed the last single release from ELO, which I was a bit jealous of actually, because it's very rare like getting to the point 12-inch single, like very good song like as well. But I've got this Jeff Lynne one here, which is for the song Lift Me Up from his very underrated solo album Armchair Theatre here. What a great song, and again, two unique B-sides there, like on the B-side, and I wish that Jeff had kind of stuck with kind of forging a solo career, because I think this is one of his strongest albums. Another great one for the artwork here is the Squeeze single here, Cool for Cats, which I personally think would have made, like, I think this would have been a better album cover for the album, rather than what we got, which is a little bit poor, like I would say. Although maybe I suppose the problem with this is that it's a very similar colour scheme to Squeeze's debut album. But I mean, Cool for Cats, fantastic song. I love the artwork on here, like in particular. I think that's why like I was drawn. I think that's why like I picked this one out more than anything. Another 80s classic here for me. One of my favourite songs from the 80s is the Icicle Works Love Is a Wonderful Colour. This one is another extended mix here, and like again, I think this extended mix really works. You know, like I mean, certain songs, like when a song is as strong as Love Is a Wonderful Colour, you know, you always just don't want it to end. You know, it's just like such a like cacophony like of sound. It's just fantastic. So yeah, great to get this one like on a 12-inch here, and again, two unique B-sides on here too. So yeah, fantastic stuff there. Another band who were fantastic with their B-sides for me is the Housemartins here, and this is the Me and the Farmer single. On this you get three other B-sides, all of them bloody fantastic. He Will Find You Out, great song. Step Outside, a lovely like acoustic number, and like I Bit My Lip is just very sing-along kind of track. You know, could have been a single like in like its own right there. So yeah, the Housemartins very much throwing songs away like by this point. You know, like they released 3 singles I think from that last album, and all of them had very, very, very top quality B-sides. Another one now where I'm picking it because of the remix, like you get like off like the song, and like where I think the song lends itself to like a remix and like an extended version like off like the track. It's Kate Bush and Cloud Busting here. Again, fantastic artwork, you know, just like look at that, fantastic stuff there. But again, the single wise, like you get like this incredible remix like off like Cloud Busting, and then plus 2 unique B-sides. So yeah, for any Kate Bush fan, this is absolutely like essential listening. Another song with a great remix like on it again for me is this Echo and the Bunnymen one here, Never Stop, which is one of their more kind of it's definitely the most commercial song like up till like this point, and it just is a great track, quite disco-y, quite dancey, and like again, like Cloud Busting, really lends itself to this sort of like extended 12-inch sort of dance mix format, which, you know, again like you would really miss like if like it was just on like a 7-inch single. Another one of my favourite tracks now from the 80s here, not got too many to go now yet, it was 30, so there's quite a lot to get through, but yeah, another one of my favourite 80s songs, The Downtown Lights by The Blue Nile. Again, the artwork on here is very similar to the Hats album, but again, the song is just great. I don't think it's an extended version, but again, I don't think you could improve on the original, like sort of like the kind of like the main version like off the Downtown Lights. It's almost perfect like as it is really, and again 2 unique B-sides on here, so the Blue Nile again really giving the fans great value for money here. Another single here with great artwork, and like I'd say probably one of the earliest artists to really like embrace the 12-inch single format, or like certainly like maybe not the first, because I think it definitely came from the kind of disco like kind of like movement like and sort of like bands, but definitely one of the first kind of rock bands to like embrace the 12-inch single was Blondie here. I think it was Richard, or might have been Rob actually. Oh no, it wouldn't have been Rob, it would have been Richard who showed Sunday Girl. Again, fantastic single, and like great artwork like on it as well. But this one here like is equally good, is equally good here for Atomic. Again, I think it's an extended mix, but again the song really lends itself to that format. And again, you've got a really unique B-side on here, a cover of Heroes by David Bowie, which really like is a song that you would not really like expect like Blondie to do. I think it had only maybe come out like a couple of years before, like before this song, and wasn't a massive hit like at the time. So yeah, like a good choice like for like a cover there, like of a song that really has like endured. Another one what I think is on a remix, but I'm not 100% sure, because The Cure, Let's Go to Bed, but even like if it's not a remix, it's still one of my favourite 80s songs here. The Cure in their kind of full kind of synth pop kind of phase, you know, they kind of were very gothic 1 minute and then suddenly putting out a song like this. I just love that kind of juxtaposition like with like The Cure, and how they were so versatile and could really kind of tackle, I was gonna say not quite like almost like any musical style, because they had their sound, The Cure, but you know they could be fun and kind of like lackadaisical, and then they could be very serious and dark like as well. So yeah, very versatile band, and yeah, one of my favourite songs of theirs. Okay, last 3 now, again all 80s here, you know, but again it was a great time for music the 80s, and again the 12-inch single was a great format, or like yeah, like if I was around in like the 80s, would have been a great format to collect like all this music like on. But we've got the Colourfield here, Terry Hall's 80s band, or his second 80s band rather, after like the Fun Boy 3. This one is the song Take Care. Again, I think this was this was on the Virgins of Philistines album, but a fantastic song. And again, 2 awesome B-sides. You know, you got a cover of Windmills of Your Mind, and then the track Pushing Up the Daisies. It's very telling that all 3 of these songs made it onto the best of the Colourfield album, and yet they were all just thrown on one single. Another one of my favourite 80s bands here, Lloyd Cole and the Commotions here. This is for the song Lost Weekend. Again, this is an extended mix, but I'd say this is probably one case where maybe the extended mix doesn't quite work. You know, it's a song that like in all honesty probably doesn't really lends itself to like an extended version of it, but it's a good song to get like on a single though. And like again, you get at least 2 unique B-sides here, as well as the 7-inch version of Lost Weekend on here. And then last but not least, we have got Prefab Sprout here, and this is for the song Johnny Johnny, originally released as Goodbye Lucille on the Steve McQueen album, released like as a single, renamed Johnny Johnny to kind of sort of like tie in that with like the chorus like off like that song. A fantastic song, you know, one of my favourite Prefab Sprout songs. And again, with Prefab Sprout, really giving you like a lot of value for money, and with 3, like as it says there, previously unreleased songs like on the B-side. So yeah, fantastic Prefab Sprout there. So yeah, that's me there, gone through what's that? Yeah, 30 12-inch singles there for Rob. So yes, again, congratulations like on Rob for like yeah, reaching your 200th video. I'm sure you'll be at 200 more like in like no time. And yeah, just keep it up. So yeah, thanks all for watching, and I will see you all next time for the next video. Goodbye.
What are you, 20?